Hey you guys, happy Thursday. It is March the 2nd. And you know what, you guys, I was trying to come and check in with you guys on the last day of Pisces, and you know, it's just too funny to try to explain it to you. Like, everything was against it, and I tried multiple times, and you know, sometimes your higher self, you know, and the energies and your guides, that it just shuts it down. You know, it wasn't meant to be. Just trying to record the video, all these different things happening. I was like, all right, cool, spirit. So I hope you're doing well as we flow into March. We are working our way towards a beautiful incoming full moon next week. We've got about 5 days until the full moon in Virgo, you guys. There's movement in the collective energy. And, you know, I'm always going to direct you to look at the movement of the planets. I am band-aided. You guys, I've been making lots and lots of Ostara, spring equinox magic, working with wax and candles and carving and just doing the things. So if you've known me for any length of time, I will always cut myself in one way or another. It's just trade, you know, blood for the trade. No. Ooh, be careful. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I really do. We have beautiful energy. And it, you know, across my socials, you know, on Instagram and Facebook and different communities, we've just really been trying to impress upon people, to be in the womb, especially in the February to March transition of the Pisces season. We have Saturn doing its last hoorah with Aquarius for some good long time now. Okay, we've been doing that dance for 2.5 years. Really impressed that in my one-on-one natal chart work to open the year. And so Saturn will only be in Aquarius for 5 more days. I think Saturn actually moves out of Aquarius. Dude, I don't have it. Oh gosh, my spirit is just wanting to go light speed. Slow it down. I don't have everything pulled up for Saturn, but it's just such a big shifting point in the collective archetypes and the archetypes of the planetary energy, and these energetic influences that we are feeling. There's so much in March. You know, we've got 3 planets in Aries already, and we're not even into Aries season. You know, Saturn is going to shift from Aquarius into Pisces, and then Saturn will not be back to Aquarius for like another 27, 28 years. So it's a huge shift in the light speed forward movement of punching those karma tickets, you know, hitting those completion cycles, shedding the karmic baggage, and going light speed, light years ahead, internally on an energetic level, from your crown all the way down, you know, from your star families, your higher light body guides, and all these things. It's moving in light speed. And so now we're getting ready to feel a lot of karmic cyclical completion. Pisces season is really helping us wade and be in the womb of the birth space of the gestation. Is a beautiful turn on the wheel of the year, really, from Imbolg season and February season, Aquarius to Pisces, before we shift and we really like kick it into gear. You know, I love to say we're going to lace up those sneakers, but, you know, Aries, when we hit Aries season, we're going to shift into that. It's the birth of the first zodiac sign on the cycle of the wheel, the zodiacs, right? So I love this Mars energy, and notable, Mars is actually going into Cancer. It's been months and months and months in Gemini, like 6 or 7 months to be exact. I think Mars has been moving around with Gemini for a while. So we're going to shift that divine masculine mode of energy and doing and planning and action and boundaries and bringing down into tangible, lighting fire type of divine masculine Mars energy. That is kind of the will to do. Do you know what I'm saying? Working together with Gemini. So we were kind of learning, and we were downloading, and we were picking up from different paths. And now, Mars is going to shift into Gemini. Shift into Cancer. And then, of course, we've got Saturn's getting ready to move into Pisces. Now listen, we're not even going to dig into Pluto briefly being into Aquarius in this video, because Pluto and what Pluto is getting ready to do and what we need to get ready for is a whole nother video. And I need to do that because Pluto is going to very briefly be in Aquarius. Now, please note, Pluto has been in Capricorn for 15 years. Pluto is not going to move permanently to Aquarius. That's like later. I can't remember the exact timing in 2024, but listen. No, we're not going to do it. We're energetically going to balm and bask in the womb and continue to do our healing and cleansing and release. We are gestating. We are preparing for the spring equinox, and beautiful energy is already on the uptick. It's going to be ready to meet us and greet us and rush with us forward in our 7 year, in our year of the chariot. And so it's kind of like we are going to stop for gas as we get sat down into our seat of the chariot, and we're going to be ready to go. Okay, energetically, spiritually, emotionally, we have done so much healing work. There is so much to be birthed. There's so much to be birthed. Spirit is like shouting it from the rooftops. And if you're listening, if you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, okay, Abraham Hicks, if you are tuned in to a certain frequency of vibration, you feel it in your spirit. This is where you are. This means you are at this cycle with Saturn completing its movements with Aquarius. And you've done the work. You've been on your healing journey. You've been carrying a lot of heavy, heavy work through the 5 year, through the 6 year, 2021, 2022, taking it really all the way back to, fall or whatever time pre-winter solstice in 2020. You've been on a path, and you're going to know exactly in your spirit and your inspiration of your will. That's our fire energy, our fire element, and the wands, you're going to feel that in your spirit. You know exactly what I'm talking about, especially if while Saturn was moving with Aquarius, especially if you just had these tower moments, tower, deep dive, deep, emotional healing, and doing the shadow work, and then more emotional healing and more towers. This is the nature of the cycles of Saturn with Aquarius. So you're going to feel it. And then this year is so important. This year is so important because when Pluto is permanently in Aquarius, is going to be there for 20 years. Woo, child, as we would say. Listen, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Shuffling my good old pre-Raphaelite. Yeah, what we also have is very beautiful. While we are sitting in the womb, we're in this balmy Pisces season, Saturn moving into Pisces, it's we're looking at structures. We're looking at what is true to me being the evolution of my highest self. And no, I'm not going to wake up and be that tomorrow. It's talking about I'm growing into it, right? And we're sitting and we're basking. We're in this womb of Pisces. And as Pisces balances and does this Pisces, imagine, if you will, like a fae or like a mermaid ethereal being who kind of skips along the waves of the water. It makes me think of a dolphin as a water sign of Pisces, very much being so spiritual, so highly attuned, dipping in and out, going down into the water and coming back for air. And it's kind of this dipping, this playful, it's a timeline weaving. Pisces are very much endings, new beginnings, but there's so much in the last water sign of the zodiac wheel. We are spiritually processing, we are emotionally processing that, really the only way to, well, we all have free will. I will never say the only way. I have found in my own experience the best way to deal with Pisces season is to float. Makes me think of the moon card, although that's very Cancerian, but you know, Saturn's going into Cancer, but it's accepting and on an intuitive level. You know, the baby is not asking any questions. Spirit is saying the baby is not asking any questions while it's in the womb. It knows it's provided for. It does not know any different other than I am provided for in this space. I'm fed, I'm held, I'm safe, I'm rocked, I'm loved, I'm nurtured. And so we do this in Pisces season because there is so much, you know, from the 5D all the way down to your root chakra. There's so much energetic healing. There's a lot of astral in between, you know, the weaving of the timelines and the evolution, what is and what is not, you know, we letting go and then embracing becoming. And it's a huge alignment. But it's kind of explorative, you know, and it's work we do in our psyche. It's work we do while we sleep. There's lots of deep, profound levels of things that happen in Pisces season with such a Neptunian influence while we sleep, but that also happen in the ethers above our 3D realm, you know. So Pisces, there's so much trust to it. And so I love that. I do love that for us. What's today? March the 2nd. We do have, what is it coming up on the 6th? We've got Sun and Pisces sextile Uranus and Taurus. And, you know, Uranus and Taurus have been doing their own movements on this path for a couple years now as well. But Sun and Pisces sextile Uranus and Taurus is just a big, fearless energy. It's a big experimental energy. It's going to kind of push us to stop blaming ourselves for who we are, for our own authenticity. There's going to be a lot of self-expression coming to us to be downloaded. And it's just kind of like I'm figuring out how to evolve in this way of being myself. But you know, we have this age of Aquarius that's ever growing in the background, and it really is about being authentic to self. So I love the Piscean season for us for so many reasons. Whoa, that was a lot of cards, but only a few of them came over upright. Page of Pentacles, King of Pentacles with 2 of Wands in the middle. Now, again, what's interesting here is what's going to happen before we even get to Aries season is that we already have planets moving into the sign of Aries. So we're going to kind of start feeling this. It's kind of like an uptick while we are still asked to be still. And it almost feels like, to me, before we get to the spring equinox, it's like your spirits, your higher self, your light body, your guides, you know, your team, however you connect, whatever archetype, you know, Mother, Father, God, God, Goddess, the divine source that runs through all things, your ancestors. There is an uptick of energy going on etherically before it kind of comes down to you, if that makes sense. And so you're asked to just be in a receptive place. You know, sorry guys, we do have Jupiter in Aries until May, which has been a huge energy that has brought us into 2023. You know, really the expansion of how everything we've been through, you know, Jupiter is about the expansion of wisdom, the expansion of grace, the expansion of the ideas of good fortune and abundance, but in a deeper rooted way than just, oh, you're going to get so much money. You know what I'm saying? It's been realigning us in the authentic ways that we call a lifestyle of abundance to us, but from a vibrational plane first. And then it begins to unfold. It's like a trickle down effect. I hate to use that word because people are going to go, oh no, no. It is spiritual, etheric. You know, we're just talking about energy here, not economics. But yeah, we have what is it? Venus in Aries. Dude, I can't believe that I didn't write this down, and I just hopped on because I've been meaning to check in with you guys. But there's just this huge energy of, while we are in the womb, the collective archetypes of energy, our spirit guides and our team are doing work for us in the astral. And it's like, you have to be in a place to clean out the pipes, so to speak, and find, number one, flow is not going to come down if the pipes are blocked, if they're gushy. Spirit cannot bring in this influx because it cannot be channeled efficiently, or either if it's leaky, you're not going to be able to hold it, or if you're trying to align and call in something to yourself, right? Creative goals, spiritual evolution, which I hope your spiritual evolution, your healing will be first and foremost, because that's what not only cleans out the pipes to receive the influx that you're calling in, it helps you meet and match the vibration of what it is you want for your life, how you see, what does abundance look like and feel like to you in life, and then prepare you to receive that. Sometimes this is just the message, 'cause as I was talking about Jupiter and Aries, plus, because moving into March, we're going to feel all these planets moving into Aries. We're going to feel the uptick, the influx of the first sparks of the fire season getting ready to come towards us in these next couple of weeks. It's very, very easy to kind of catch yourself on the shadow side of the energy of Jupiter and Aries, right? And it's interesting to see the contrast here of what comes out in the tarot of the Page of Pentacles, as opposed to the King of Pentacles. And what sits right in between them is the Two of Wands, which is the vision of where you want your energy to go. The wands are our fire, our chi, our spirit, our will to do on this 3D plane, right? So it's kind of a thing of, we want to evolve. We love the inspiration, the newness, the busting open of the seeds of the earth that have been planted that comes with the Page of Pentacles, but we need to be working with that in a King of Pentacles level of maturity. All right. Saturn, he is the boss daddy, the OG classical ruler of the skies, right? He was the gateholder, the keeper. This is back when obviously there's planets farther out, but Saturn is kind of the daddy that holds a gate there. And we could break that down in a different video, but with Saturn getting ready to leave Aquarius, he's kind of saying, okay, Aquarius, I've given you lots of thoughts of what you should be accountable for. I've given you lots of lessons on how we have to rebuild on a firm foundation to be sustainable. Like, yes, Aquarius, I want to let you go and continue to grow, but I've walked with you on a certain path now for 2.5 years to constantly break down and rebuild with you. It's kind of like having that coach when you're trying to get in shape, or when you're trying to start a new business, or you're starting from the ground up spiritually, or on your healing journey. You know what I'm saying? Take it as it applies, but any example works, because the coach is only going to stay with you while you're building strong foundations. Aquarius is trying to see light years out ahead. It's thinking of how what I'm doing is going to impact the collective. Age of Aquarius is thinking about raising levels of consciousness, but Saturn's always going to come back in. Number one, he's the Lord of karma and time. So Saturn's walking with Aquarius saying, I get what you're trying to do. It is revolutionary. It's a little rebellious, and I like it. And I want to build with you. It's like someone coming to as a benefactor to invest in your business, but trying to teach you things. You know what I'm saying? I've got this crazy vision, right? Maybe you're saying, I've got this crazy vision. I know from one-on-one work and astrology and tarot that I do with people is that people do, absolutely. And I know they do, because it's the age of Aquarius. The energy is not wrong. The energy is the energy, right? And people are having, he's holding a globe in his hands. Do you know what I'm saying? His inspiration is so big. And he's going to make choices in how he wants to wield his energy. And Saturn has taught us the lessons, and it's ready to shift into a new place and walk a new path and bring us different lessons. Saturn reminds us too, of course, in order for the page to grow into the king, what does he do? He walks through cycles of lessons of growth. But as we learn, as we grow, right? Karma and dharma are very real, and I would chide you. I would warn you if someone says they don't believe in that. All right, 10-4, buddy. The wheels of the cycles of choices have to play out. The things that we need to be accountable for in order to continue growing, to achieve our massive, worldly, beautiful visions for ourselves. Whether we are recreating our lives from the ground up. You know, people I was going to say that I work with, they're recreating life literally like, I can't do family like this anymore. Or I can't stay in the toxic environment of my ancestral karma that I've already carried enough baggage for anymore. People are cutting ties. People are severing very, very lineage old, decades old. I'm talking about lineages old karma. Because they've done the work and they've buckled down under the pain and the lessons, and we've really sweated out. We've really blood, sweat, teared shit out through these last couple years, 2020, 21, and 22. Do you know what I mean? We really, really have. Can we like zoom in on the cards? Yeah. So, with my Band-Aid finger, y'all, oh goodness. So, you know, and we don't escape the way that the things need to play out, and we culminate our wisdom, but I think the message here is that as we progress from page-like energy to king, especially in the Pentacles, you know, especially we're talking seeds, right? Tangible seeds as we move into, as we go on and continue through Imbolc and get closer to spring equinox. Because the flow of Gaia's magnetic earth grid, you guys, is just as important as the archetypal influxes of energy from the planets and stuff. They go hand in hand, right? You know, just as we receive what we need from gridding into the earth, we also receive, you know, from the sun and the other influx of planetary energies, because we're magnetic, but we're also electric. And full of water too. It's just really fun ride in these bodies, right? At this lovely Earth school. But the King of Pentacles, he also learns, he also understands that he returns to many cycles where he has new visions just like this. And we do swing back and we get that inspiration of the page. The page is also a big reminder to be getting into reconnecting to feeling the new excitement, the birth of possibility and potential and seeds that are going to grow from what's planted. It's a newness and excitement the pages bring. But also we are still the King of Pentacles in that we understand things are harvested through cycles. We build through hard work. We build through good planning. King of Pentacles very much brings that energy. It's like, this ain't my first rodeo. And it's not, you know, and it's not. I think a point that I was making, and then I just got lost talking about something else, but we can easily swing, if we do not embrace that in the womb, that I'm being nurtured, I trust, I am releasing, but I'm also calling in new timelines for myself. I'm dreaming my visions. Mind you, not getting lost in them. We have shadows to every archetype of energy on the zodiac wheel, right? Neptune, Pisces, these mystical, fantastical, very spiritual, excellent for dream space, ritual work, water work, all these divine feminine yin things. We have to be careful. The shadow of that is that we can swing too far in fantasy and disillusionment, and we're not staying grounded. I like to see two pentacles coming out here, one very inspirational and new, one very, this is not my first rodeo, but I'm gonna still make things grow because that's what I do and that's what I've learned. I've had a lot of moss agate around me, and I'm just, my eye is being drawn to this beautiful piece, because there's lots of elements in the moss agate, and moss and the moisture, but also the earth, and I think of waters and lakes and, you know, earthy greens and pine trees, but also lakes and mountainous spaces and wandering through a forest. leaning down to touch the moss. I love to lay my head on moss like a pillow. It's a wonderful grounding exercise, but maybe Spirit is bringing a message to someone about moss agate. I even did these Ostara sets, and I had these precious little bunnies that I put with the candle sets, and this is my little moss agate bunny. You guys, look at it. I love that. But you know, so we don't want to swing into fantasy and illusion so much that we are not taking action. We will have action-oriented, fiery energy, of course, the closer we get to Aries season, the closer we get to the spring equinox. But the shadow side can be of this Jupiter and Aries energy and all these uptick of these planets being in Aries is that we want to, we do this manifestation sometimes to ourselves. This is my beautiful ocean jasper piece, but I wanted to hold it. We do this manifestation thing to ourselves sometimes where we think about, well, I'm just going to manifest all the money, you know, and I'm going to put 1,000 ideas out there and I'm just going to go on them. But I think it is important not to swing way too fast, to move and flow with the progression, work with the planetary archetypes of energy. Don't work against them. It will help you in the long run. But we have a tendency to just focus, like, how many things can I manifest? How many irons can I get in the fire? And, you know, we move out of a place, again, it's just the best example is saying, I'm just going to manifest a bunch of money, for example. And I'm not against money or abundance. You know, money is essentially just representative of a currency in exchange for your time and your energy. But we are so much more expansive. We are so much bigger and above that type of manifestation. I think Pisces, and continuing to be mindful as Pisces season continues to move forward, is that we are in the womb. We are being realigned. And instead of, you know, Jupiter and Aries can get real chaotic and saying, oh, well, more of this. All right, cool. More of that, you know, and I'll expand here, and here. And then it can quickly kind of get away from you, especially with so much other Aries energy coming in. You know, it's kind of like, I'm looking at my rosemary bundle over here, and it makes me think of, have you ever lit a smudge of whatever it may be? And it's like you put too much fire on it too fast. And then you get in a situation where you're like, whoa, it's like a smoke storm, and you're like, oh my gosh, I lit it too fast. And you can't really go back from that. And then it kind of gets put out because it's flaming up too quickly. And so you have to put it down a little bit, and then you kind of have to start over. And so that makes me think of the influx of all this fire energy. It also makes me think of, you know, just embracing the time for vision. You know, I think the king would tell the page, he would say, I think your inspiration is beautiful. And I think the way that you look at the earth through fresh eyes is really inspiring. And I love that for you. But we need to sit at the table and talk about some plans. We need to make sure that what you want is in alignment with this and that. You know what I'm saying? I want us, and I hope for us in Pisces season, that we continue to align our vision, that we continue to receive kind of this astral surgery that's going on in the ethers, the dream space, again, being in a bath, spiritual bathing, going out into nature and putting your feet in fresh flowing water. Or if you're by the ocean, go sit by the ocean. We're going to receive divine feminine, you know, that deep intuitive, that yin, that inspiration. But again, also, there's so much with this incoming. I want you to see it's like flames alighting down on the crown coming. It's a very Metatron type of energy, and it's coming down like pillars of light. But it's not for us to go grab a bunch of torches. Spirit is showing me kind of like, it is like if the dude were really greedy and he saw this light coming down from his crown, and he was just like, ooh, I can't wait to make money with this. And then he lit his wands on fire, and he was like running around with his flaming wands, but he would drop the globe, and then he would lose sight of his vision. I think it's super appropriate. Look how much water, a huge waterfall. He's standing in front of a big body of water in this pre-Raphaelite version of the Two of Wands. And it speaks to the message that I'm really feeling here, is that we need to embrace Pisces season. We get in this beautiful in-between as we feel. Here in the southeast, for example, we'll have days where things will start to kind of bud. Like I'm in the Appalachian area, right? And things will, okay, I know that's a vast area, okay, but just stay with me. We'll start seeing like, we get these influx of climate, tropical climate temperatures, and things will start budding, and you have a tendency to get super excited. You know, it's a fake spring, but like in your spirit, you get so excited, but then you kind of have to dance with it. You know, we're still going to have a season that's going to have a lot of rainy days still, but we need that water nourishes. And this is all a process of soil to grow good fruit. You know, we have some days where you get out and you're in a tank top and it's like 75 and you're like, the sun, you know, but then you still will have some days where you have a little cold snap, maybe not a freeze, but a cold snap come through, and you kind of have to recollect yourself. So it's a very interesting time on the wheel of the year. I just don't want us to miss the wisdom, like the waterfall in the back of the Two of Wands here, that Pisces season is saying, continue to nurture your dream space, continue to do your release, continue to stay in the womb. You know, there's so much ancestral lineage, like healing. If I could just impress upon it to you in the best way, is we've done a huge shift coming into the age of Aquarius, okay? It's so huge. I would encourage you to read on it, or you can always visit my website. We can look at your natal chart. I have my offerings posted there, and we can read on it together if you feel that you resonate. The age of Aquarius is huge, though. This is a huge, the collective consciousness is rising in a completely different way than it never has before. So karmic contracts, soul contracts, ancestral lineage, and new inheritances are coming in to be received in a whole new way. Again, Page of Pentacles, the king is going to be handing off to the page, but the page will then once again grow energetically to become his own king. And we all have these visions of again, people talking about, I can't even live in this country anymore. Or I literally, you know, I've worked with people and it's like, I literally can't even go into that place and work anymore. I've been in this marriage for multiple decades and I can't do it anymore. I can't do life like this anymore. And I'm telling you, the age of Aquarius is so beautiful in this energy, because we will do this on a micro level and it will ripple out on the macro. And don't you let anyone come like an entity whispering in your ear to tell you any different, because that's exactly what's going to happen. But we all have to do it on our own level first. And of course, you know, we're always here to hold your hand and offer energetic services and spiritual services to channel and to guide and walk with you. But we're all doing this. You know, we're all doing this. And right now, I think the message that Spirit just keeps impressing upon me and showing me is it's like he's waiting here by the waterfall. You know, he's letting Pisces season do the work that it needs to do. Definitely have visions. Definitely stoke your inspiration, absolutely. But it is a balance to let it unfold. It is a balance to definitely continue to be grounded right now. But there's so much, again, on the 5D, on the etheric level of things that are getting knitted back together in such a way. The web is definitely in a flux, and it's huge. But all we're asked right now to do is to continue to remain in the womb, to stoke our vision, but doing it in a way that is aligned with a whole different frequency this time, you know? You know, what if this time you didn't just say, I'm going to manifest a whole bunch of money this year? What if this time you said, this is the work that we do with people, right? First of all, if you're not doing your shadow work, if you're not doing your wound healing, it's going to be really tough. I would say damn near impossible to manifest something that's going to be for your best and highest good. Of course, it may be for you at the time on that leg of your healing journey, because you may need to bring in more lessons. There's some things that you haven't learned yet. But assuming that you are doing that work, right? What you're being called to do is just be in your highest alignment and sit in the womb and be nurtured and be replenished and be restored. Because there's so much of an inheritance again, and I'm seeing it like with these multiple planets coming into Aries before we hit spring equinox. It's almost like, again, I think it's a biblical reference, and I'm not going to explain to you why. Biblical reference. I'm not a religious person, but it's that image of the fire lighting down. What was it, like tongues of fire upon their heads? It's this vision, that's coming to blast open and inspire and enlighten and uplift from the crown chakra, and then come down like a flood, like balmy honey, just, dripping down through. And then there will be a time, kind of like, it's almost like golden delicious oil in a lamp, and then you light it up. But we just don't want to get ahead of ourselves, I think, is the message. There's still healing and emotional release work to be done in this last time in Pisces. And Pisces is that beautiful window where you kind of float in between, and you receive and you're nourished in the womb. And there's, again, a lot of astral surgery, a lot of knitting back together. Last year, 2022, was the Lovers, and a deep embedded message of the Lovers is solve a coagula. We break down, we tear apart, we separate, we purify, and then we take the refined versions and we bring them back together to make something so much stronger. Sometimes it's very much puzzle-like. You have to kind of sort some pieces in other places first before you can see how they fit together in the correct way. And so I love to see the Two of Wands for this reason with the waterfall. I love this message for us. I would encourage you, definitely go to the website if you resonate and you would like astrological, natal birth chart guidance. I do offer that if you would like a reading, anything of that nature. I've been doing, what do I have out here in my space? I don't have the taper candles close by because I've been in packing mode. I've been doing some private small batches, but I do have one of my Ostara oils for the spring equinox. These are made with beautiful first blooms like purple nettles, dandelions, forsythia, beautiful first bloom trees, I love this gorgeous energy. Oregano is great right now. Dandelions are wonderful. I'm about to be doing a lot of work with a lot of the yellow. I'm thinking crown chakra, but also solar plexus is coming through to take us into March, to prepare us for this influx of rebirth. The rebirth at the spring equinox. Oh my goodness. And then this full moon in Virgo that we have coming up, of course I'll do a video on that, but it's going to be massively important. And the preparatory work that you do for emotional healing and cleansing and release, but also just being in flow. Just being and understanding your higher self and understanding you are the universe, and you being the universe, your guides, your higher self, your archetypes, your teams and ancestors are working to help you in a way that you don't have to necessarily do so much, because I'm hearing it's like the time will be coming for that, So I hope that you are using the rest of this delicious Neptunian Piscean energy to, but then again, it's that interesting in-between point, because now we start feeling the fire coming in. But it's almost kind of that, like, it's like when they get ready to pull the gun and the runners are at the line, it's like, don't run yet. Hold on, don't. And then it's like, it's the tortoise and the hare. Don't go out sprinting so fast and then making a mess of things or creating a little bit too much chaotic energy that, I would liken it to the year of sevens again is the Chariot. And if we move too fast, too quickly, what will happen is like a train. You get that train moving in the forward momentum of motion. And then you're kind of like, whoa, 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 whoa. And if you don't like the direction, or if you've put too much on your cart, you know what I'm saying? And you see you hit a downhill patch, it's going to go out of control. Okay, and so these are the kind of, you know, kinetic, these are the kind of things that you're thinking about. So you want to be very mindful in what you are envisioning. It is still such a wonderful time to do your rituals, to be with water, to it is such an important time to continue to do dream work, to do healing work, and to release. Because again, I'll say, and I've said it before in other videos, this is a year where we do not want to carry karmic baggage and luggage on the Chariot. We do not want to carry things that are heavy and burdensome to us. We want to, what is it, bag lady? We want to pack light. We want to be very intentional about our vision and work as we go. See if what other, look at this. The Ace of Pentacles has come out so much. I literally just did like, it was kind of ASMR-ish, and I was reading about the Ace of Pentacles from the Marielle Tarot book, and that's beautiful. If you haven't got a chance to listen, put in some earbuds, do something, or you know, meditate and listen to that. Those are her words, not mine, and they're wonderful. But here comes the Ace of Discs to remind you again, you are receiving an energetic, a spiritual expansion. It's so much bigger than let me bring in a bunch of stuff. Let me work as hard as I can. Yes, hard work is important. Yes, commitment. Yes, you know, sometimes we do have late nights. Sometimes we do blood, sweat, and tear that shit because it means that much to us. But this is also to remind you, and your spirit team is saying, we're bringing something in for you. Again, down, you know, almost like a Metatron's cube above your head, if you will. If you will. That's the South Carolina. If you will it, is going to come down. You know, it is very much like the light, you know, coming down. Imagine your lotus on your crown being ready to unfold and receive, and you're so divinely guided. It's almost like it's okay. You can rest for a little while now. Don't worry. The seeds that are yours, they are yours. They are yours. And you know, there very well may be another tower or something to experience here. But again, I love that the Four of Swords, these are the cards that just came out. I'm going to lay them out. I love to see the Four of Swords again, encouraging rest. I love that someone pointed out to me above this Four of Swords is a mosaic picture. You'll see it in the Rider-Waite as well. And other depictions is usually a picture up there. And it's like someone taking care of another person. It's often like an older person or a child or someone in service to another person on that picture. That's because your spirit guides, your ancestors, your higher self, your light body team, and the Davic spirits of the earth, the angelic force, or however you resonate, right? And whatever archetypes are with you. It's okay for you to rest. Your inheritance is incoming. It's protected. Okay, notice here where we're not just talking about a puzzle. Look at that. Sometimes, you know how you go to sleep on something? When you go to sleep, you kind of energetic reset yourself into a better place where you can then become inspired again. And it's this thing where it's like, sometimes in our best meaning human type of way, because we did sign up to contract to be in these human bodies in this incarnation, right? And so we mean to solve a problem with good intentions, but we get so wrapped up in it. Or we mean to grow emotionally or evolve in a personal way or create a bigger vision, but we get so wrapped up in the how do I do it and we lose that stone hopping spring equinox. It's like excited. It's like a rabbit hopping, or like Indiana Jones, you know, escaping the boulder and going from one step to the other. There's an excitement. This is the true abundance. It's not just the inheritance to receive. It's the joy of being on that journey as it unfolds and you receive it. So sometimes in a season like Pisces, in a season where we're asked to be in the womb and rest, it's saying, we want you to return to us. We want you to realign your vision and return to us in this etheric state. We want to replenish you. We want you to return to meditation. We want you to return to a little more sleep, a little more rest. As the days go on, there's going to be more and more sunlight, and there will be times where the days will feel and be and seem much longer, and we will do more of that fire type of work. But right now, your inheritance, it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere, and we find ourselves continuously in Pisces season returning to a state of rest. Because when we rest and when we sleep and when we meditate, we come back into alignment with the true self. And then we can react more from a balanced place of alignment. Do you know what I'm saying? And then I love to see the Empress for us. So it's this amazing, powerful assurance that what you were created was destined to be. After all, you're the universe and the universe is you. And so if you dream about it, then so does the universe, because you're the universe, right? Walking and acting in divine form. And I love this beautiful message for us. I hope you take good care of yourself. You enjoy the rest of Pisces season. Don't get up and get ahead of yourself too quickly, because we know and we trust in our inheritance and what was meant to be for us, what divinely inspires us, and what, as we move from one step to the next step to the next step, it's a beautiful unfoldment. No one's going to take our inheritance away. So trust yourself, trust your rest. Do your spiritual energetic hygiene, constantly hone, realign, and bring your vision into place. And just enjoy kind of like the befalling of the incoming of the fire to get in there and mingle your spirit a little bit while you are still in the womb. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And I'm here if you need me. You guys, by the way, too, if you're looking for my offerings, I want to get to a place again. I just haven't fully decided on the shop format or how I want to do it. If you are looking for oils, I do have a link that takes you to my Facebook business page. I do a lot of private sales and small batch drops, and I try to keep you updated on Instagram and on that other platform. But I do have Ostar tools. I did do a small batch. Ooh, do I have one? Hold on, guys. So I call these my mini pillars. They're like 2x2, and I think they're adorable anyway. Just look at them. But these were my Pisces season candles. So I do have Pisces tools. But if you go to my website, I always... Charmin, let me put that down. I always have links if you want to do custom work. I do custom oils, custom candles as well. Or if you'd like to follow the links to find me on my Facebook business page. But yeah, you guys, they're happy to do custom tools. Happy to offer my services if you need additional guidance. But yes, enjoy the rest of your week. I look forward in about 5 days. We are moving towards the full moon in Virgo. So I don't know about you, but I have been like in full spring cleaning mode. But that's good. That's another refreshing way to release energetic attachments. And the more that we do that, the more that we welcome what is incoming, and we signal on a frequential, on an energetic and emotional level to the universe, to our guides and higher self, that we're ready to receive at the next vibration, at the next level. So have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you guys soon.